Good morning, students. Welcome to the geography class. Today I am not continuing the current lesson, but answering to your doubts. In the previous class, I informed you to clarify your doubts. A few students responded well to the question. Many students informed me that they did not get the second chapter question answer that have already been sent. Dear student, my priority is to ensure your completion of notes and study. So, once again, I am resending it. Please go through it and study. One of the students asked me about the diagrams to be practiced. Now I am telling the diagram. Please note. First diagram is given in page number 24, figure 2.1, composition of atmosphere. Then page number 25, figure 2.2, structure of atmosphere. Finally, page number 30, figure 2.10, global emissions. So these are the three diagrams. You can draw to the notebook and label it. Even you can color it. These are the main doubts I got from the student. But one of the student marked certain question answer and send it to me. She may want further explanation of the question answer. So I will explain the question answer. See, now I am going to explain the question answer marked by the student. The first question marked by the student is that name the major greenhouse gases and their sources. The main greenhouse gases are carbon dioxide, methane and nitric oxide. We know that the carbon dioxide is mainly released from the factories and from the burning of garbage. And another is that the CFC, or we can say that chlorofluorocarbon, which is a man-made and mainly released from the refrigerators and foam. And again that methane is released by the natural wetland, rice field and livestock. And that the nitric oxide is released by the oceans and soil. And it is also happens due to the activities of human such as biomass burning and uses of fertilizers. Again, another question answer asked by the student to explain is that question number 8, ozone depletion and climate change are serious threat to the very survival of human beings. What are the measures taken by the various countries to mitigate the problem? So mitigate means to reduce the problem. We know that several measures have been taken by the countries to reduce the ozone depletion. And in this matter, USA has banned CFC sprays even many years ago, and other countries nowadays are also following the same. And United Nations framework on climatic change asked all the countries to limit the global warming to below 2 degrees Celsius. And again, when the Earth Summit was held in Rio in 1992, 154 nations agreed to prevent the pollution also. And another is that Kyoto Protocol. Kyoto is a city in Japan, and where many industrialized nations of the world attended, and they agreed to reduce the greenhouse gases by 5.4%. So these are the main steps taken by the various countries to mitigate or to reduce the problems. So next I am going to explain about the simple barometer and the aneroid barometer. About this in the previous video I explained. Once again you can check that, but I will give a brief explanation. Actually the barometer is used to measure the atmospheric pressure, and it was invented by Galileo and his assistant Torricelli in 1643. Here you can see that the barometer means it is a long glass tube, and its top part is sealed and the bottom part is opened and it is kept inside a container of mercury, and with the increase in pressure, the mercury level increase in the glass tube, and this can be read along this marking given on this glass tube. Whereas aneroid barometer has a certain advantage over the simple barometer because there is no mercury is used in it, and it is easy to carry. So let us see that how it is working. It is a metal box, and this box is very sensitive to the variations in the air pressure, and when the air pressure is very low, this metal box is expand, and when the air pressure is very high, it is contract. And this reading is also connected to a scale, and this increase or decrease the air pressure can be read from this scale. Next I am going to explain about the hydrometer, and it is also known as wet and dry bulb thermometer. This is an instrument which is used to measure the relative humidity, and in the previous class I taught you what is relative humidity. It is the ratio of actual amount of water vapor present in the air at a given temperature and the total amount of water vapor the air can hold at that temperature. Here you can see that two thermometers are given here. One is an ordinary thermometer and another is the wet bulb thermometer, which is covered at the end of the bulb by a cloth, and the remaining part of the cloth is kept in a water in a container of water. The wet bulb thermometer shows a low temperature than the actual temperature because the evaporation from the wet part of the thermometer has a cooling effect. Again, a large difference between the readings of the two thermometers means a low relative humidity, and a small difference means a high relative humidity. The next I am going to explain about the rain gauge, which is used to measure the amount of rainfall. So from this diagram you can see that it is cylindrical in shape, and at the end of this cylinder a vessel is given, and at the top of this cylinder a funnel is given here, and this has to be placed in an open area which is free from any obstacles, and that has to be kept 30 centimeters above from the ground, and at the end of the day this is taken and pour the water in a jar and see that how many centimeters of rainfall got from that area. See, the other question asked by the student is that what are the weather map used for? Weather map has various symbols, and these symbols mean different things, and it is used for research and weather forecasting purpose.